Hey everyone, welcome to Faith and Justice Podcast. I'm your man, Dr. L, and I got my main man, Dr. B.
I'm a main man now. I have graduated. Look at God.
You move up, man. Every now and then, man. You move
Well, thank you.
up. Move up.
Thanks for your promotion, right, Cardinal.
Here you go starting again, man. Here we go starting again. All right, let me change it again here, man. So I wanted to get your first. We got a lot of things to cover in a short period of time here. So
Let's do it.
I
Let's
wa-
do it.
I wanted to get your thoughts about Dr. Cheyenne. Excuse me, Cheyenne Bryant. Now you have not seen it, but I can't play it here because Joe Budden goes on and he gives people strikes and all this kind of stuff. We don't need that if you play his stuff,
Okay.
whether it's him or his team or somebody's doing it. So anyway, so she Cheyenne Bryant went on Joe Budden's podcast and she said that she no longer is a licensed therapist. She is no longer practicing under a license. If you're not going to do Christian counseling or some type of religious counseling, you have to be licensed by the state in order to do the counseling that you're doing.
Right.
She in the term, you're a smart guy, in the term no longer, and this is anybody can go over there and watch it. What does that tell you?
That I'm not doing counseling anymore, and I'm not the.
But that
She's
she
a
was at one time she was doing it,
yeah, yeah,
correct? One time she was licensed.
yeah. That's why I call myself a counselor, not a therapist, because a therapist means a clinician, it means state licensing. That's why I call myself a counselor, not a therapist.
Okay. So, but when she said that she is no longer practicing under a state license, that would entail that at one time she was, correct?
That's correct, sir. That's correct.
All right. All right. So that is what a lot of people are catching her up on. And I just received another video that I'm going to probably take a look at a little bit later. But anyway, so she has been taking a lot of flack for this. I did a show about it. And I guess now the sisterhood has finally come in and said, "Okay, enough of this lady." Right? I'm anxious to watch those videos. I have not watched the videos yet, but I am anxious to see that. So anyway, as you and I were just speaking about before we hit the record button, is
Yes,
that
sir.
she's a pretty lady and she has no man, and that was a red flag for you.
Yeah, it's a red flag. Just like a man has all this money. Well, it's different with women and men. So I do want to recognize the disparity that's there. But it's like I have an issue with people that talk about relationships, but they're not one themselves. I just have an issue with that because where are you getting your information from? Is it just textbook, or is it something that you're living? Because as we both know, talking about relationship and being in a relationship are two different things. It's two different things, and there are a lot of people who are going out saying, "Oh, um, I'm a counselor," and they're not even married to anybody, but I'm a counsel your relationship. I have a problem with that. That's just me personally, because again, what are you going to help me with when you don't
I'm
know
still
how to
here.
do it yourself?
I'm still here. I gotta adjust something here.
That's all right, sir.
I got wires all over the place.
Uh,
So what if they are basing it on past relationships?
I
Uh,
mean, even if you base on, I mean, people know my story. I've been divorced. I'm now remarried, and I've learned from my lessons. So if you're talking about relationships and yet you still have not found anyone, to me that questions, are you really understanding where you're going? That's all I'm saying. It's like don't just talk about relationships, but be in a relationship yourself. That makes sense.
it does make sense. Let me put myself back on the stage here. I apologize. I had to move a bunch of wires around here.
That's all right, sir.
I I sprained my hammy the other day, so I got a heating pad under it, and it got
I am
all
so sorry, sir. You strain your hammies. That's why you need a woman in your life, sir, so she can massage that out for you, sir.
yeah. Well, maybe I should stop talking about relationships until that happens. So so I don't think that Cheyenne Bryant in particular was looking for a man. I think she was enjoying the rendezvous that she was having. Some were saying that she was doing it with males and females. I don't know any truth to that. That's just rumors that I heard. And I just think that she was just enjoying. She's a good looking woman. She was enjoying her hot girl summer, spring, winter, and fall. And so she was just, and I don't think she was really looking. And she went on the previous podcast, maybe 6 months ago or so, saying that she finally took her IUD out, or UD, or whatever that thing is. She took that out, right? And she was 42 at the time. I'm pretty sure she was 42. She was on the Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce has a podcast, former Celtics
Yeah, yeah,
basketball.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So she was on that podcast saying that she took her IUD out, and she was with a guy on and off for 3 years. The guy was 9 years her junior, and off and on with this guy for 3 years. And then she was just saying crazy stuff. I'm not having sex. I'm this, that, and the other. But okay, well, why do you take your IUD out? Why do you have one in the first place? Just all these different contradictory statements. So I think that the sisterhood finally is saying to themselves, okay, listen, this lady is a complete quack. We overlooked it so long because she was talking about men. She was probably, in their estimation, probably giving some good advice. And I think that when we look at Cheyenne Bryant and you look at Meg Thee Stallion, I think a lot of girls were seeing themselves as these people and giving them a pass for their relationships and saying, okay, I want to be like that person. I want to be famous. I want to be able to say what I want. I want to stick my tongue out. I want to twerk in public. I want to do all this different stuff and still be able to attract a high value man. And in the case of Bryant, while she didn't have a man, at least one that we could see, they looked at her level of perceived education and said, okay, here's a woman I want to be like, right? She's in shape. She's got a good looking body. She's on these different podcasts. She's moving and shaking and doing all this stuff. And turns out she's more than likely just a fraud.
I'm not gonna go that far because she's done something. I don't know what she's done. I really don't follow her that much. But again, so the Bible says, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge." So, and also the Bible talks about how the enemy can be an angel of light. In other words, it can be something that's really not. And in our society, Dr. L, I'm sorry, the right Reverend L, is that a lot of people are just putting titles on, not having the life to back up the title. A lot of men want the title of husband, but not the responsibility. There's a responsibility to be a husband. There is a responsibility, but a lot of people just like the title. Oh yeah, I'm a husband. All right, what's your responsibility, sir? What are you doing behind the scenes to make sure she's good? What are you doing? Because it's what you put in, it's what you get out. Come on now, and I'd love to put it in Jesus' name. Amen.
Well, sometimes as a man, you got to watch what you put in because you might get something out that's going to cost you 18 years.
Sir, that's why I am married and I have only one place to park my garage. Amen. And I park it well.
All right. Well, your wife's gonna would have to verify that. Anybody can say they park it well.
Call her, sir.
I am not that interested. I am not that interested. So apparently, and listen, I would agree that Cheyenne Bryant has done some things. She's definitely opened up some doors. She's definitely had some conferences and things like that. I know you don't follow it.
Can't deny that.
So she's been on MTV or something like that, was like a producer. So she's done some things. And here's my contention. If she had not used the term doctor, and I've covered this in at least 3 different episodes on my other channel, go over there and watch them. If she had not used their term title, even with a master's degree, she can still be a counselor and do all this other stuff that she's done.
Yeah.
And she'd still be beautiful and all this, but I think that term doctor is really just revealing a deep thing about her. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I have on my website. Where my doctorate is. My doctorate is in apologetics. My doctorate is in theology. I'm licensed by the American Association of Christian Counselors. So I have all my stuff out there. And I think you said before, with people looking her up, they couldn't find where her PhD was at, whatever. That's why both of my dissertations are published books. So there's no denying that I've done the work, because again, a lot of people out here who say they are, but they're really not. So again, I think in our society, it's very important that we vet. It's like in dating. Are you vetting somebody? I mean, we live in a society that people just see it. Oh, that must be it. Absolutely not. And I got to make sure that what I see is what you really are. And in our society, that's not really being done on a consistent basis. Excuse me. This is my hair. I mean, this is not a wig. This is my hair. All glory to God at this age. But we live in a day that you can be fooled. You know, you can have mirages. There's some men that, you know, hate to say it, look sometimes better than women because how they put the makeup on. So I mean, we're living in a society where people are really dressing, but are you really that person on the outside? I mean, inside and outside.
I would agree with you, and I agree with you, and that's my take with and my problem, my issue with Cheyenne Bryant. Not so much her, but I have a problem with all people who are faking it. Whether you are a preacher, whether you are a
Yes, sir.
politician, these
Yes, sir.
politicians get in office, don't do anything that the public wants.
Right.
I have a problem with all of it. All these different
True.
fake gurus, these cult leaders, all these different types of things. And I have a problem with all that. Having grown up in church and seen people, you know, be led astray, I don't like any of it. And on the internet, there are so many different people who are appearing to be things, saying that there's something, don't have the lifestyle, pretending, you know, flashing, flossing for, you know, 15 minutes of fame,
Right.
and then people are following them. So I did a
Right.
video recently talking, you know, addressing this, but the real issue is you, the public, and making sure that you vet your people that you're going to follow, and that you're, you know, why are they looking up to these type of people? And people are looking for strong men, strong women who are charismatic,
Let,
who
let,
are
let me give you an example. I'm not gonna give the name, but there's a preacher who was on the bestseller list. And people found out that he brought most of the books, so he could be on the bestsellers list. So I mean,
oh, I didn't know that. Who's
yeah,
this?
that's I'm gonna tell
Why
you.
would you not say his name if
Mm,
is it public
mm,
information?
no, 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 no. Uh, you look hard enough, you'll see it. But I
I
mean,
mean,
that's
I'm gonna find
deceitful.
this, man.
I mean,
I'm
you're
gonna
really not you're really not the bestseller list. You just happen to have, you know, bought all these books, your own books, and now you're number one. All right, all right. Now my computer's having problems. Hang on, I gotta juice it up. So hang on, let me.
I had to
Can you?
reboot mine before we started.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to. All right. Hang on, people. You can still hear me. It's just that I gotta charge my computer up. That's all. In Jesus' name, Amen. Praise the Lord.
All right. So when I googled this,
Yeah.
it says Mark Driscoll, the former pastor of Mars Hill Church in
Well,
Seattle,
you knows it, bro. Go ahead.
I am. You're gonna say, listen, put these people out there. Put them out there. Was reported to have used over 200,000 in church funds to buy his own book, Real Marriage: The Truth About Sex, Friendship, and Life Together, to land on the New York Times bestseller list in 2012. I did not know this story. Wow.
Oh, there are a lot of tricks of the trade, sir, that go on in church. A lot of tricks of the trade that goes on in church. That's why, for me, you know, the Bible says, 1 Corinthians chapter 3, one planteth, one watereth, but God gives the increase. I want God to get the increase, because when you're dependent upon man, then you are more susceptible to have a very hard downfall. So, God, I'm depending on you to give me my heart's desire, and I don't want to use man. I want to trust God for it. And yes, is it tedious? Is it overwhelming sometimes? Yes. At the same time, God says, trust me and not trust yourself. So again, there are a lot of charlatans out there. There are a lot of people who look but are not it. But here's the problem, Dr. L. Sorry, Reverend, right, Reverend Dr. L. The reason why it's so popular, because people are doing it themselves. Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go.
We're talking about credentials, right? We're talking about them. Go ahead, brother.
So, so that's your Lord.
We talking about them, right?
Yeah.
You got them up on your website and stuff. Okay, well, I'll put that up here.
People, please go to my website, rest.org, and you can see all my credentials as well. Also, my pictures and also my transcripts as well, in Jesus' name. But the reason why people are so easily deceived, because a lot of people are deceitful. I mean, that's the only. I mean, think about it. Why are people more readily follow someone who's not on it? It's very simple, because they're not on it. so uh, how's that go? Birds of the feather flock together, something like that. So
But that's my point, is they want to be on it. When you look at the amount of, you go to Instagram, TikTok probably as well. I'm not on TikTok, but Instagram, there's tons of therapists out there. People want the help. I'm not knocking the fact that they want help or that they're not on it. I'm saying that they are on it. Sometimes people can't afford to have access to healthcare, medical
right,
healthcare. So
right,
they go to these people, they follow their pages, looking for daily tidbits and advice and about how to do this and how to do that, how to get your mental health clear, how to stay clear, how to fix issues with your family. All that is admirable that they're looking for that. But unfortunately, when you go to people like Cheyenne Bryant or Umar Johnson or other people who have sketchy histories and pasts, this creates issues amongst them, and they're not getting the real help that they need. Cheyenne Bryant was obviously, now I took my master's degree is in forensic psychology, so I'm very familiar with a lot of this. So I'm listening to Cheyenne Bryant talk. I'm like, this is nonsense. What is this chick saying? So I'm sure that anybody else who's in the field would know that, okay, she's saying some things that are just wildly inaccurate. And so people who don't know will become fooled by this. And so that's why I said it. And people are looking for
yeah,
it.
yeah,
People are
yeah.
looking for it. Yeah.
People are looking for it, and we got to make sure that for me, it's not really making sure others are right. I just got to make sure I'm right. I don't try to track. I just want to make sure that my life in God's eyesight and my wife's eyesight is correct. And that's my focus, man. Because again, there's so much fool's gold that
Mhm.
people have made fool's gold the exchange more than real gold.
Mhm.
Mm.
Very good. All right, so let's get into some. Is there anything else you want to say about that? Because
No,
you
sir.
sent me a couple of
No, sir.
videos here. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Yes, yes, sir.
you sent me one about. Did you send me this one about? Yeah, you did. About the football player, right? You sent me that one.
And which one's that?
Not player, football. The coach. Did
Yeah,
you
yeah,
send me
yeah,
that
yeah,
one?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. We'll play that one here.
All right.
Share screen. Watch history. We'll go here. We'll do this one.
Yep.
During their years-long relationship, Shiver learned she was pregnant by Moore. Pregnancy was complicated by Pompe disease, a genetic disorder that weakens muscle strength. Her doctors delivered the heartbreaking news.
Multiple doctors and experts told me that it wouldn't be right or healthy for me to keep the baby.
Did you want to?
Yeah.
So how did Sharon respond?
He said, you had to do what's right for your body.
During their years-long relationship,
I could tell that the lady there was absolutely annoyed, because I was annoyed listening to it as well. So the interviewer there, she was like, "What
Yeah,
did Sherrod say?"
yeah. I mean, so what I'm about to say, that the man is held high regard because he's responsible, but he was married. She knew he was married, and she still wanted the relationship. And it appears that she rolled the relationship because she got the money and the prestige and the accolades at the college. I'm saying, ladies, right now, you know what? Once you find out a man is married, have dignity in yourself to say, you know what? I can't mess with you. Have that dignity to say, you know what? I'm gonna call your wife on you. Have that dignity. But there's so many women who will look at the manipulation of a man and just go with it. Hey, it's power, because women are attracted to power. And I know, sir, you as a retired decorated police officer, you know what that means when you came in uniform, and women were just a magnet to you. So I don't understand that, because I'm just a regular guy. But women are attracted to the power, And I think she was no different.
The uniform is a magnet. It definitely is a magnet. There's just no doubt about that. Sometimes I miss that. I'm gonna be honest with you. Sometimes I miss that. However, let me say, you continue to want to blame. Do women have equal agency? Do women have equal agency?
All right. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna tell you why. When the leader goes and says do X, Y, and Z, and the power of the man is very important. I mean, not important, but also is understanding the power you have. I mean, how is it that pimps can have all these women because they are manipulative? They know exact words to say to get a woman involved. So yes, the woman does have some play in this, but ultimately, that man knew he was married. That
And she
man
knew he was married.
exactly. But even whether he came to her first or she came to him, the bottom line is, bruh, you're older than her and you're married and you got kids. Thank you. I appreciate it. Not going there. He should have said that. He did not because he liked his stuff being stroked. So yes, the woman does have something on her, but ultimately, sir, listen, you're married, you got kids.
What percentage are men, in your estimation? I'm not saying I agree with this at all. I'm just
Of
curious.
course.
What percentage? Well, I don't, because
Sir,
women.
go ahead.
Can
I'm
I
sorry.
finish? You just gotta jump down my throat. Let me correct this man here. Shut up, Lawrence. Women are saying that they're equal. They're saying that they want this. They're saying they have power. There have been women teachers now. There's an epidemic of women teachers sleeping with their students. They're older. Is it these 12-year-old boys who had just had the power of seduction and manipulation that are
Okay,
getting
that's a
over
whole
on them?
different.
I'm talking about, but we're
when it
talking about
comes to a teacher and a student, a male student, then yes, the woman has all the onus on that because that's sexual abuse. That's sexual abuse. But
right.
when it comes to two
So
adults,
two adults,
two adults,
and they enter into a consensual relationship. I just don't. I am tired of seeing men
nope.
who are victimized 20 years later, 10 years later. Oh, and the woman crying on the stage right here. You knew what was happening. You knew you got pregnant. You knew this was going. You knew he was a coach. You knew he was married. So my question is, what percentage of fault belongs to the woman and the man? If it's 100% fault, as I'm assigning 50-50, what percentage would you say
I'm
is on the
not.
man?
I'm not saying it's 100% on the man's fault, but I will say it's a majority on him because he's a leader. He is a leader. Watch this. As a leader, you made a decision. He could easily told her no. He could easily say, you know what, I can't do this. How can I teach these kids how to be a person of character and integrity when I have it myself? So I'm not gonna put 100% on him. Absolutely not. But the majority is still on him because he understood, wait a minute, I am a man of authority. I'm a man of authority.
I
And,
don't like that. It's an equal. No,
no,
women want to be in the
no,
workplace,
no,
and
no.
I'm not saying that they shouldn't be. But I'm saying that there's certain things that come with that. And if you sleep with your boss, whether you do it, if your boss is single or married, if you sleep with your boss for either love because you really enjoy his company, his or her company, or you do it to sleep your way up through the chain, you made a conscious decision to do this.
Don't you know
And then
women?
now cry and say, I was tricked. He was the boss. I felt intimidated. Now that occurs. There are quid pro quo items that say, if you don't sleep with me, you won't get to keep this job. You won't get the promotions. You won't get the good assignments. 100% that is on whatever boss, male or female, is holding that above someone's head. But if you engage in any behavior sexually, and if because you can quit, you cannot take the assignment. You can sue. You can do all these different measures before it gets to this place. Don't cry when things come around and now there are arrests and all this years later. That I have a problem with.
You finish? Okay. I am not.
And another thing. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm not absolving this woman. I'm not absolving her that she was innocent. I'm not absolving her because she knew exactly what was going on. But what I am saying, though, if the men are crying out, we're the leader, and a lot of men are crying that out, and the man's crying out, a woman who I'm with, should submit to me, then guess what? You are teaching that young girl, wait a minute, I'm an adult, you're an adult, but I'm in this ungodly situation with you. And I make the decision. Again, no one forces me to eat. I make the decision what to put in my mouth. All right. So, that young lady knew he was married. It was not a secret, but also he knew he was married too as well. So again, men want leadership. So Negro, lead. You're married. You make the decision and lead. As we talked about earlier, you have been under bad leadership and good leadership. And based on the good and bad leadership was how well you did your job, or you couldn't do it to the point because they were not leading. So, a woman comes after me. So, listen, I'm leading. No, absolutely not. They happen sometimes. Very rare cause. Very, 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 very rare. When women have sent me DMs, and guess who I told immediately? Guess, Dr. L. Guess who I told immediately?
Let me say, guess. You probably said something like, my number is 203. No,
you know what?
You
got some gummies over there, bro. You got some gummies over there.
There's no gummies here, man. There's no gummies here
over there, bro. Okay.
People keep trying to give me gummies too. I'm like, I've never taken any of that. But go ahead.
I told my wife immediately. All right, because I'm not going to be stuck in that thing at all, man. Again, leadership means lead. Leadership, watch this. Leadership means making tough decisions. Yes. So, all right. So I got a garden of Eden at home, and I got this weed. This woman want to give me some. I'm making an executive decision. No, I'm not going to do that. Yes, easier said than done. I got it. You're around this woman most of the time. Your wife is home with babies. I got it. And I can see the scenario. But still, I've got to be a man of distinction and say, you know what? I can't allow that. I can't do that. It's a no. It's a wrap.
Well, I definitely agree that you got to have some integrity as in leadership. You got to have some integrity, some morals, some ethics. I definitely agree with that.
You gotta have character, sir. Gotta have character. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for agreeing, sir. God bless you.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you send me the one about Paul George? I can't remember who sent me what.
Yeah. Yes, sir. As a basketball player that I think he was with his girl. They sued each other, but they got back together and have a lot of kids together. I think that's the one I sent you. I'm not sure.
All right, let me add it to the stage here. We'll play this one here.
George, who learned about this, immediately took out $1 million and gave Daniela to hope that he.
Yeah, go ahead, play it.
It's a good thing we're not monetized because there's music here, but
he would abort the child and stay away from his life. But Daniela chose to refuse and insisted on giving birth to the child. At that time, no one knew whether the dancer really liked Paul George or intended to get close to a rich man like Paul George. But soon, Rivers' daughter broke up with George. In the same year, Paul George suffered a 90-degree leg fracture during the U.S. men's basketball training team. His career and love both hit rock bottom. But at this time, Daniela appeared beside Paul George. She not only took the initiative to take care of Paul George, but also became a full-time nanny to take care of him. 8 months later, the two began to date officially. On July 12th, 2022, the two held their wedding in Italy. Perhaps Paul George cherishes this love so much because he knows that it is hard-won. George, who learned about this, immediately took.
Yeah, he wanted nothing to do with her, and then when he got down, guess what he calls? He calls her. So, so men, number one, vet these women to make sure they're not there for your money. That's definitely important. But look what happened with him. You know, he didn't want nothing to do with her, and yet when he got down, guess who he called? Unbelievable.
Okay, so I'm a little confused about the story. So they were together, they were sleeping together, and
They
then
had a baby.
had a
First,
baby.
he gave her money to have an abortion. She didn't do it. She had the baby. And then when the girl that he was with dumped him, and then when he got hurt in the NBA, that's when he turned around and went back to her.
Okay. Well, it seems like she was still scamming. I would have had the baby too. If I'm a woman, I would have had the baby too, right? And now he's dumped. Okay, this is the perfect time to slide in here and get this man some more kids. That seems like a complete racket to me. I mean,
Sir, no.
what am I missing about that?
Sir, no, that's not a good way to do it, sir. It's not a good way to do it at all.
Well, it is from the perspective of a gold digger. It absolutely is.
Sir, I'm not calling her a gold digger because they had more kids after that, as you saw in the episode. So I'm not calling her a gold digger, sir.
Well, you're not. I mean, I'm saying that it's gold diggerish behavior.
What did you say?
Gold digger-ish behavior. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying from a
You said
perspective
the
of.
N-word. All right, okay.
I didn't know. I don't say the N-word. Gold digger-ish.
Okay.
D-I-G.
You just made a
Gold
word,
digger-
right?
I did, yeah. A gold digger-ish type of behavior in which someone who is, what he offered $1 million to
$1
have
million.
an abortion, $1 million to eliminate the child.
Right.
She said no because listen, she probably did the math. I'm not saying this is true. I'm saying this is me thinking.
You're speculating, sir?
Yeah, I'm speculating.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's speculation and gold digging. They go together, right? So I'm being a speculator here and saying that she probably did the math and say, okay, if I had this baby, I could probably over the life of 18 years get more than $1 million. So from a financial perspective, that makes sense. And then when the other woman breaks up with him for whatever reason, or they break up because he was cheating on her or whatever. Is that why? I don't know.
I don't know what was going on. The bottom line is he made a decision to go back to her, and apparently it was the right decision because now they're family now.
Okay. Well, all right. Okay. I disagree with your overall assessment of that, but I will say that men need to vet their women. I will agree with that.
Men need to vet, and men, stop vetting based on how they look. Please, Lord, have mercy. Please remember Dr. B when I say this, all right? A woman can look like a dime, but she'll treat you like a penny. All right.
Okay. Well, that's a whole other concept into the red pill. How do you get a woman to stop not treat you as a man like a penny?
So it's very simple because she looks good, but she's not supportive. She's not loving. She's not. She has no empathy at all. She's just all about her. She in the mirror more. More than the mirror itself. It's all about her.
So, again, how do you get a woman who is doing those types of behaviors and she's beautiful, you want to be around her, to not treat you as if you are a penny?
Because it's how you vet. Because a lot of guys just get intoxicated with, oh, she's fine. Oh, look at her butt. Oh, look at her breast. And so they're intoxicated. And so they're so intoxicated, they don't see how the woman is really treating him. The guy doesn't see the emasculating. The guy doesn't see the disrespect. The guy doesn't. One thing the guy sees is, man, she's beautiful. And one of my jokes is, wait a minute, didn't I pay for those breasts and for that Brazilian BBL, and now I can't touch you, I can't hold you. You're my wife, and I paid for that? Absolutely not. But again, if you don't do the vetting, there's a problem. And
Are
a lot
you
of guys are just into the looks and not into the personality of the person, and vice versa, women too as well. But who who are you? If something happens to me, can you raise our children, or are you going to be out in the streets partying all day? Oh, and so many women are, not to make a general word, but some women are just party girls. I just want to have a good time. I want to look good and have a good time and get drunk. I want to look good, I got a dress that just fits me, but no type of home life. Hot pockets is not cooking; it's warming up. Never forget that.
Are you aware, and this is a good conversation because I think a lot of men are coming to this realization. So let's help them get there a lot faster. Are you aware of the phenomenon that women, as you mentioned, they look like dimes but treat you like a penny? That women are now, not all obviously, are now in the era of being selfish, as you mentioned, no character, no personality, all in the mirror, and because of that, they are the guy will just take this type of disrespect. And so now the guys are saying that I have to treat a woman uh, in a worse way, right? So there's a saying, if you treat her like a star, she would treat you like a fan. If you treat her like a queen, she would treat you like a peasant. In other words, she will look down on you. And let me tell you that when I talk about things that have happened to me, and I was, you tell your woman that she's beautiful, right? I'm sure that you probably do that. I'm telling you that that phenomenon no longer works in the real world, because I was dating a girl and she was absolutely beautiful. She was gorgeous. I used to tell her, listen, you are beautiful, you're gorgeous, and eventually she stops being enamored because you're giving her everything she wants. These ladies don't want that type of thing. Not all, but the vast majority of women, and I would say in this modern dating market, it's got to be like 85% of them are
So what
looking
does she
down.
want from you?
They want to be treated. They want to look up to their men. They want to know that you have other options. They want to know that if you call me beautiful, and they want to know, what ladies will say this: am I the first baddie that you ever had? And they want to know that you have other options, that other women are beating at your door. And this is not only am I saying this, and I have
This is
experienced this,
crazy, man.
but this is a phenomenon. You can go anywhere, and the people will tell you this. Men will tell you this, and now the object is the if you text a girl back, she texts you right now. You text her back within 2 minutes. She thinks that you are dusty, you don't have any other options, you don't have anything going on in your life, that you're not busy, you should
Are
be
you
at work.
serious?
This is what I'm saying. A lot of times, respectfully, a lot of times married people don't understand the dating market as it exists today. And this is not a 50-year-old thing. This is a 40-year-old thing, 30-year-old thing, a 20-year-old thing. You can't text back too fast. You got to have other options. If I meet you if today's Thursday, as we record this, I meet you today. You want to go to lunch tomorrow on Friday? We talk, whatever. We want to go to lunch tomorrow on Friday. Oh, they start thinking, oh, he don't have no other options. He don't have no other girls lined up. This
Isn't
is
that
the
a
way
good
that
thing that he wants to be
no, it's not.
exclusive? He wants to only have
Nope.
one person in his life.
Nope, it's
Are
not.
there women actually that think that way?
Not a woman. The majority of
I
women.
don't believe that, man. I don't
Okay.
believe that, man. I don't that. I told you lay off those gummies. I told you.
I promise you. I promise you.
I
I
don't believe
promise
that.
you. I promise you that this is the way the women think.
I don't believe
And
that.
I didn't think so either. So I started doing research, ChatGPT, Gemini, research, watching podcasts, reading books, reading magazines, reading articles. Right? I keep because you think you're crazy. Like, what's going on here? I thought I should tell a woman I'm beautiful. I thought I should try to make a move on her as soon as possible. Nope. They want to know, okay, I want to see you next week because I want to think you have a date this weekend. How come you don't have no other women lined up? How come I'm the first one? How come you get to call me all the time?
Man. That's a mess of philosophy, man. That can't be real, man. Those gummies, man.
I'm telling you, it's
Leave those
absolutely
gummies
real.
alone, sir. Leave those gummies alone, sir.
I'm telling you, it's absolutely real. And if anybody's watching this in the comment section, tell me if I'm lying or not. Tell me if I'm lying
Sir,
or not.
that cannot be real, sir. That cannot be
promise you.
real, sir.
I promise you it is, brother. I promise you it is. All right, so let's move on to the next story here. Because I only got you for 14 minutes here. Let's go on to the next one here.
Okay.
This one you sent me. I have not watched this. Is Anthony Edwards wrong for waiving custody of 4-month-old daughter?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a topic that is not talked about in the world, and I feel like I want to hear the perspective from you guys as women. Anthony Edwards, top NBA player, has been in the blogs in regards to having another baby, right? And he's saying that he does not want. He's giving up rights. He don't want any rights. You know,
he's gonna pay the money.
Right, he'll pay the money, pay the child support, but he told her financial responsibility, but he don't want no physical custody.
Nothing to do, so no visitation, none of that. Okay.
So what would you do? Okay, this was the situation from me reading. There was a text message. She hit him up. She was like, let's talk about it. I'm pregnant. He was like, basically, he don't want nothing to do with it. Get rid of it. She decided to keep the baby. As a woman, if you were with a man and he stated, like, listen, I can't do that. I can't be in your child's life, in the child's life. So just get rid of it. Like, I'm focusing on me and my family. What would you do?
So this is that's a tough situation. I don't know the backstory of, like, you know, if they had a relationship.
Because he's in a relationship.
Oh, okay. So that is another layer. So,
so it was a one-time thing. Like
I think they were messing around, but he is in a serious relationship.
Okay.
He has,
and that's why he still wants to be financially responsible. Like, here's some money. But he's like, please do not. I don't need to have contact.
But before when she found out she was pregnant, he was like, get an abortion.
As two participating parties, you know, when you decided to lay down and, you know, have relations, there comes that agreement.
Sex.
And of course, we all know how a baby comes. So with that being said, I feel like both parties had the decision to make. Are we going forward with this or not? Obviously, one said, yes, I'm going to keep the child. And we don't know if that's her first, last, only, whatever the case may be, whatever her motivation is.
I'm going to pause it right there.
This is called humble baddies, really?
Listen, man, you know, this is what I'm telling you, man. This is we talked about what is going on in the modern dating market, and you were just unaware, brother. You were just unaware.
A show is called Humble Baddies, really?
You are just unaware, man. And listen, I was too, man. It took me a while to really kind of like shake myself, like, okay, it's not me. I'm not crazy. but
I don't want no baddie, man. I want a goodie, man. Come on now, man. You know, no. My wife's a goodie. I don't want no baddie, man. That's all about the mirror. It's all about aesthetics. It's all about the looks. Again, this goes back to the point of, what is your character? All right, so we get married. Can I trust you with the money? Can I trust you with the house? Can I trust you that you're not going to have someone in the house that shouldn't be in our house? The character. We got to get to a point. It's not how they look. It's their character. You can have a baddie in your house and steal everything. Oh, she was a baddie, though. Really, guy? You're broke. She stole everything, but she was a baddie. Nah. But again, a lot of women have become this way. I know you don't like it, but I'm going to say it anyway. A lot of women have become this way because they've been used by men in the past as well.
Okay. Well, we've discussed that. I think that it's modernity. I think that both parties, men and women, have driven this modern day relationship in the way that, in aesthetics above everything else, off a cliff. And not that I have a problem with a woman looking good, right? These women are obviously good looking women, but their character is now here's where I'm going to tie this in. I certainly want to know your opinion. But this topic right here is endemic and exemplifies exactly what I'm saying about the modern day market. Number one, they're calling themselves humble baddies. Okay, whatever. Their aesthetics that they have, they got wigs and weaves on and this, that, and the other. But the topic that they're covering right here is concerning whether it's okay for a man to walk away from a child, and not whether it's okay for the man to and it's okay for the woman to unilaterally make a decision as to whether she wants to keep the baby or not. Previous story we talked about, I give you $1 million, go get rid of this baby. She said no. This story they're talking about, he also offered go get rid of this baby, and she said no, I want to keep this baby. Why did they want to keep the baby? For financial and or reasons about wanting to have a kid. Now, I have a problem with that as a man, because if you get to unilaterally make a decision as to whether the baby you carry the baby to term or not, that's your decision, your body, your choice. But I, as a man, have to still be on the hook for that, no matter what happens. If I don't want the baby, I shouldn't have to pay.
Well, if I remember this case, the woman did sign. She did sign, and now she wants more. So this woman did sign all right, give me the money, I ain't gonna bother you no more. And apparently she came back and wanted more. Okay.
Oh, is this the one? Is this the one he gave her all the money up front? Is that one? Is that this
exactly?
One?
Exactly.
Okay.
But again,
and that's why I said. I don't mean to cut you off. But that's why I said when this happened, when I first heard about this, if this is the same story, I said it's a mistake to pay her all the money up front. Let's just say he gave her $10 million up front. And I said it's a mistake because now she can always come back for more, right? This costs more, this, that, and the other. And people, I remember I was in a chat room, on a YouTube chat room. They were saying, no, once this, that, and the other. I'm like, you guys don't understand how this works. she can always come back for more. So it's a mistake to do it up front. And now if this is the same story, she's up for it again. Go ahead, please.
Okay. I'm just saying, you know what, brother, when you lay down, understand responsibility. And again, this goes back to vetting. Now, maybe he's saying this because his main squeeze told him to do this, because apparently maybe he had another woman on the side. See, this is why it's so good, mano. This is why it's so good to live right. All right. Because all of this stuff, a lot of guys brag, oh man, I want 4 or 5 women. Really? You can't handle one. You can't handle one. You want 5 women? Man, come on, man. Wake up. You can't even handle one. And you all into listen, it's really understanding where we're going with our mindsets, and are we going to do things differently? Are we just going to look at the outside? I mean, how many people have good-looking cars, but they don't run? Oh, looks great, but they putting and all type of fumes coming out of the car. Why? Because it's not running right. Because the car has no character. In other words, the car hasn't been fixed within. On the outside looks great, but on the inside. So it's really vetting. It's really pouring things down and really doing right by the person that you say you love. That's all it is, man. That's all it is.
So again, here's my problem is the system. The system says if you don't do X, Y, and Z, for the man's perspective, and this is why I'm saying it's unfair for men, because I can't opt out of not having a child. I don't think she should. I think that as soon as you find out that they're pregnant, here's what I think. As soon as you find out the woman is pregnant, and you say, okay, I don't want the child. I want you here's money to eliminate the child, to use some baby removal services. You don't want that. And then I think that okay, well, now you need to sign a piece of paper or whatever and say, and men ought to be off the hook 100% financially. That's what I think. Because it's the system that is driving this type of thing. If the system didn't back up these women about that, then they wouldn't be doing this. They wouldn't have a bunch of random people, especially going after ball players, etc. They wouldn't be having their children if they knew they wouldn't get any emotional, financial, or physical support.
Well, as you know, I don't believe in abortion. It happens, but I don't believe in it because that's taking a life. But again, it goes back to the character of our society. Our character of our society is if it bothers you, get rid of it instead of dealing with it. Okay, why am I in this place? Our society is so into let's have fun, let's enjoy each other, and not worry about anything. Live hard, play hard. But the key is that what am I doing to set up my future? What am I doing? It's like this. Someone gets a piece of property, right? And then, I gotta leave about 2 minutes. So someone get a piece of property, right? You get a piece of property to invest in. You don't get a piece of property to destroy it. I mean, think about it. You don't get a piece of property to destroy it. You get a piece of property to invest in it to raise its value. I think if most people will say, you know what, how can I raise the value of my mate? How can I raise the value of this man? How can I raise the value of this woman? Now we're talking. But it's like everyone is trying to, me. I tell couples, when you become married, you go from I, me to we, us. And it's all about what am I doing? Again, it should be reciprocal. I'm sorry. It must be reciprocal. As you invest in me, I invest in you. That's if people would look at their marriages as investment property, I'll be out of business as a marriage counselor because I'm going to make sure I'm giving you the best.
I got you. I definitely agree with that. And let me say this full throatedly. I'm not saying that I agree with baby deletion.
Okay.
That's not my perspective. I don't believe in that. But what my point is, if the man somehow expresses he doesn't want the baby in the early stages, I don't want the baby. I wish he wouldn't have had it. Whatever. No matter what, you ought to be off the hook. Now he signed whatever he did, and he's going to be there financially. I don't think you ought to be there financially. You don't want the baby. But you've given power and authority to women that you haven't given to men. I don't have the ability to opt out.
But sir, you have the ability not to lay down. You have the ability not to lay down. She has the ability.
Listen, this is where you keep going back to this.
You have the ability not to lay down.
And so does she. I didn't sexually assault her. I didn't hold her down.
I'm sorry.
We are two people. We are two people who have entered into a relationship physically. We both decided to lay down. Now we're both 50-50. We both decided to lay down. Now, when as a result of laying down, somebody gets pregnant, you're now giving women power because you say you have the ability to terminate the pregnancy.
I'm sorry.
And men don't have the ability to terminate their financial obligation. That is unfair.
One question. Who's the leader?
So I'm not going there with you, man. I know you got to go.
Right.
I want to finish this off because there's something else I want to say about this. I know you got to go, but there's something else I got to say about this. I just want to say, up in the upper logo here, let me put this back on the stage here. Up in the upper logo, right logo, that is Shannon Sharp's logo. You see that with the little the glasses, upper right logo, upper right hand corner.
Oh yeah.
So obviously, this is a subsidy of him or somehow he has sponsored this. It's obvious to me from the logo. Now,
I didn't even see that.
I didn't see it either. I was just kind of looking at it. So here's my last point that I wanted to make. If this brother, Shannon Sharp, with all of his issues that he had with this young 19-year-old chick or whatever, sleeps with one of these chicks on this panel here, if he does that and he loses millions of dollars, the state, the system has weaponized women's sexuality, and he could lose millions more dollars if he decides, and they both decide to sleep together. She could say, I felt pressure. I want to stay on the podcast. He was my boss, this, then the other. You've given power and authority over women. And I think that is power and authority to women over men in the sexuality department when it should be a 50-50 equal relationship. I know you got to go, brother.
God bless you, sir. Take care.
All right, man. All right, I'll talk to you guys. I'm gonna stay on just for like 2 minutes. I'll tell everybody about you. Take care. All right. Yeah. So that is just my thoughts, my opinions. I know Dr. B had to go. And I'm not saying that this is harping on women or trying to make them look bad or anything along those lines. I'm just saying that there's an unequal relationship, unequal balance that is supported by the state, and that is what is unfair. We both decided to lay down. We both decided to to get to know each other in a certain way, whether it's a fling or whether through marriage or cheating or whatever. We both decided as autonomous adults, human beings who are able to enter into contracts and relationships. And now ladies have now said, okay, it's my body, my choice, supported by the state. And now the man can't say my wallet, my choice. And that is an unfair advantage that ladies have in the sexual dating market, whether it's meeting someone at the grocery store or whether it's in a job where you know that your boss is married, or you know that or you voluntarily try to engage in activities that are going to get you a promotion. If you know what you're doing, you can't cry. You should not be able to cry about that later on. And I've had to take sexual harassment classes in various positions and almost, I think every year, every 2 years, we had to take these different type of courses. And it just bothers me that there's an unequal balance in relationship between two consenting adults. Your body, your choice should be my wallet, my choice. So that's my thoughts and my opinions. Hit me in the comments. Hit us in the comments. Go over to rest.org for Dr. B. What else do I got here? Let me see here. Make sure I got all this stuff here. Faith and Justice Podcast. You guys are following us there. I thought I had his. Oh, here it is. Also, Dr. Brantley, Dr. COM. You can hit him up for his counseling services. Also have a podcast for us, Faith and Justice Podcast page. Go over to all that. Check him out if you are looking for counseling services. If your relationship is in trouble, I think he also does premarital counseling as well. So go over there and check him out. All right, y'all. Take care. Appreciate you guys. Let us know your thoughts and your opinions about these particular stories that we have covered. Cheyenne Bryant, Humble Baddies, the Paul George situation. Let us know your thoughts and your opinions. Hit us up. Take care. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Most importantly, hit the like button, y'all. Make sure you're subbed.